Do you think that there are tinges of discrimination in the business world itself? So I know that
Oh,
if I look at the higher levels of companies, there's simply not enough representation within the BAME committee, or sorry, not committee community. And I just don't think that that's there. But I don't know if those barriers are ever going to be broken down, really. So seeing somebody like you set up your own business and be successful is great, but I still don't think that there's there's enough being done at bigger companies or bigger places that needs to add in more representation for us to get there.
um, anyone who says there is no issue with race when it comes to opportunities, even in our industry, and I'm talking across all industries right now as well, there's a problem. There's a massive problem. There's a massive problem with underrepresentation of the BAME community. Our community, when I talk about the BAME community, is the Black, Asian minorities. There's an amazing abundant amount of skills out there. It's criminal that they don't get the opportunities to work in digital agencies. When I look at some agencies, you asked me earlier on about the underhandedness. Well, I wouldn't want to talk about it, but one thing I will talk about is that when I look at some agencies and I look at the spectrum of their employees, it's a bit too bland, if I'm honest, right? And that's the polite way of saying it, is that there's not enough representation. If you've got 10 employees in your business and you don't have one black face or one Asian face, or if you've got one only, that's just ridiculous. In a city, right, as big as Birmingham,
it's really diverse. You have the biggest Asian.
Yeah, very diverse. Yeah,
massive Asian.
But how is it right that in the top 10 digital agencies that the representation of Asian? I'm not saying this to everybody, by the way, because I know there's agencies out there that have a good representation. But if you're completely whitewashed, then it's just pathetic. I think you're not looking at the broader pool of talent out there that could be great for your business, and that you're not doing it. I certainly am using it to full effect in my business, and it's one of the reasons we're very successful, is because I don't look at color, I don't look at gender, I look at talent, and I look at what our sort of community can bring in. So,
and you always take into account, you have an apprentice that always works for you as well each year, just to give them a chance to hone their skills in, essentially. And that goes back to maybe there's a bit of a parallel there with where Boot said to you, you haven't got the skills, you can't do this management thing, but then if you take an apprentice on, you're giving them the chance to hone those skills, build themselves up, and then move forward in the world without a degree or something like that.
I have the utmost respect for anyone who does a degree, a master's, has an academic qualification. I take my hat off to you. I wish I could have been an academic of sorts as well. My circumstances didn't allow me to, because of responsibilities I had at the time. But you do not need a degree to succeed in life. That's been proven time and time again. I would say to you that apprenticeships is a great way to get into. Look, I was an apprentice. I was an apprentice used in the youth training scheme, and I learned a lot. I think part of the reason I am the way I am is because of that as well. Apprenticeships are a wonderful way of stepping into a career and evolving, and they open up doors of opportunities for everyone. All I say to companies out there is just allow, it's not cheap labor, by the way, just so I understand. It makes me really angry when people say, oh, yeah, we'll take on 10 apprentices and all that. Well, have you got
which a lot of people do, and they do that,
Yeah, have you got 10 jobs to give at the end of that? I take on one, maybe two apprentices at a time, and there's always a job at the end of it. There's not a single apprentice I've taken on that I've not given a job to, by the way, in the last 9 years. And so it makes me really angry, right, that people treat apprenticeships as a cheap form of labor. Without swearing, I mean, I can't.
No, I get it.
And it really makes me angry that people think of it that way as well. So what I will say is that, to any business out there, digital or otherwise, use the apprenticeship program as a way to recruit from a diverse, talent pool. If a graduate comes to you, don't look at their name and their color, look at their talent, look at what they can do for your business. Because I promise you, it's these individuals who want to prove themselves that are going to make your business a massive success. Because it has for me, it really has. It's been I can't stress enough. In fact, I'll give you an example. I had a girl who worked with me very early on, and she wanted to do. She finished a degree off, and she wanted to do a master's. So I funded her master's. She now has gone on and started her own agency, by the way.
Wow.
And we're still great friends. and we talk to each other all the time. I mentor her as well sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it can work. You know, the thing is the relationships it creates and the opportunities it creates. Another example is somebody who worked for me as an apprentice, did their apprenticeship, was succeeded, and now has left and started their own business, but gone into the property market, but used all of the digital skills they learned with us to promote their business as well. And I'm doing business with them.
See, always play the long game. I see you, Jim.
Always play the long game. Listen, the opportunities come if you create the opportunities. I never thought it would happen that way. It just did.
Yeah, of course.